Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. As you guys read down below, you guys already know what's about to go down. But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get straight into it. So for today's video, I am going to be telling you guys 5 signs that you are not really into him. You're just bored or you feel lonely and you're trying to give him a shot. So I'm going to start off by telling you guys the first sign. So let's say if you go on a date with him, he takes you out on a restaurant or movies, whatever the case may be. And, you know, you guys had a perfect day. Everything went smoothly. He treated you right. He was polite. He was a gentleman. He holded the door for you. He pushed a chair for you to sit. All of that good stuff, right? He treated the waitress right. He tipped. All those good stuff, right? But let's get straight to the point. So my point is, let's say he's driving you back home and, you know, he's leaning in for a hug. He's leaning in for a kiss. And let's say if you guys do end up kissing and you don't feel any chemistry. It's just like as if you just kissed anyone at this point. You don't feel any mutual chemistry, none of that. He's just not the one. And let's say if you guys kiss and you don't feel any chemistry, like you don't even want to continue kissing him. You're clearly, you know, you feel lonely and you feel bored. And I feel like it happens to most females to the point where it's like, you know what, I guess, you know, I didn't feel that much of a chemistry with him, but let me go on more dates. And the more dates you go, you're just not feeling his vibe. You're not feeling the chemistry. It's just not going to work out. And the last thing we want to do is play with someone's feelings, because I do believe, me personally, I do believe in karma. So let's say if I'm playing around with someone's feelings and he's actually catching feelings for me, and let's say after going on 5 dates, have a conversation with him saying, hey, I don't think this is going to work out. And then 2-3 years down the road, I meet this guy who I'm really feeling and he's not feeling me. And he comes and tells me, hey, Vanessa, I feel like we're not compatible. It is going to make me feel a certain way because, you know, like, it's very hard to find guys nowadays who's your type 100%. So once you find that one guy who's your type, it's like you just want to hold on to him. Like, you don't want to, it's like this feeling where it's like you don't want to, you know, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's this feeling where it's like you want to hold on to him. You don't want nothing to go wrong. You're being a perfectionist. Like, you're making sure your hair's on point, hygiene's on point, everything's on point, because you don't want to lose this guy. The second sign, if you are not fantasizing a future with him, it's just like, you know, I feel like we reach a certain age. Like, me personally, I'm in my 20s, mid-20s. I'm 25. So I have no time to play games. Like, I really want to settle down with someone. So if I go on a date and I'm not fantasizing, I'm not fantasizing about him, you know, I'm just laying down in my bed. I don't fantasize, you know, him kissing me or hugging me or us having kids or getting married or going on vacations. It's just not going to work out, because the last thing you want to do is force yourself to like someone, because at the end of the day, it's really, you know, it's really tough. And you're not going to end up in a happy situation. And that's the last thing we want to be in. Because listen, sis, if you're not fantasizing about him, throw the whole dude away. Because I know the moment they drop us off, we're just thinking of so many scenarios. Like, we're just thinking, oh my God, I can't wait until he takes me out on a second date. You know, you're just not fantasizing scenarios, and you're just not, you know, you're just not feeling the chemistry or the vibe. You don't really like him. You might find him attractive, but you don't like him, if that makes sense. So that's definitely something we don't want to put ourselves in. And this leads us to our third sign. So let's say if the guy is just the perfect guy you wanted to be with, right? But you've reached a point in your life where, you know, you just want someone to settle down with. You just want genuine love. You want someone who's going to treat you right. Let's say he's cute, but you don't like the way he treats you. It's not gonna work out. So for me, that's more of like, you're giving him the time of day because, you're either bored or lonely, which happens, don't get me wrong. But there's other guys where they have all of the above. He's fine. He knows how to treat you. He knows how to plan dates. Because trust me, God knows exactly what he's doing. He has you single for a reason, or he has you taken for a reason, or he has you in a situation where you don't really like the guy and you're just with him because, going on to the fourth sign, because of his fame. He has money, or he's an NBA player, or he's into luxury stuff and he can take you on vacation every month or every 2 weeks. And me personally, I've been offered that. I've had guys where they're like, you know what, we'll go to like expensive restaurants, we'll go on vacation every month. But for me, it's like, why would I want to put myself in that position when I don't really like that guy? That almost feels like I'm punishing myself when I can find the guy who's really my type and would do all those stuff for me. So following up on sign number 3, let's say if he's your type but he has more than 3 flaws, and you have, like I was saying, you already reached era in your life where you wrote down how you want your dream or your future husband to be. So let's say you just found him, you're like, you know what, this is the one, but he has more than 3 flaws. Let's say you don't like the way he treats you, or he still lives with his parents, or he doesn't have a car, or he doesn't have a college degree. That, you definitely don't want to put yourself in that position, because it's like, you're kind of pushing yourself to like him when he doesn't have the stuff that you wish he had. I mean, that does come within time, because he can always go back and get a college degree. He can eventually move out of his parents' house, and eventually he can buy a car and pick you up. But you can't really force a guy to do those stuff, especially when they're an adult and they're grown. I mean, everyone has their own timing, but I feel like things like that, you can easily gather all of those stuff very quickly, as long as you have like a good stable job. And mind you, he didn't go to college, for instance. He doesn't have a college degree. How is he really gonna find like a good paying job? Not saying that there's not jobs out there that can pay him good, but I'm just throwing that out there. So ladies, please make wise decision when it comes to your future and who you're dating with, because trust me, it is very important in this world, in this generation that we're living in. So that's why me personally, I'm taking my time. When I tell you I'm taking my time, I'm not in a rush. Personally, when I go on a first date with a guy, I see a red flag, I'm like, okay, that's fine, because we all have red flags. I personally have red flags. But let's say if I see multiple red flags, it's just adding up, it's just piling up, I just go ghost, or I personally have a conversation with him like 2 grown adults and let him know what's up and how we're not compatible and I feel like we're not a good fit for each other, and we can definitely be friends. And if he doesn't want to be friends, it is what it is. On to the next, because at the end of the day, there's so many people out here. We have so many options. So if one guy does not work out, don't give up, don't stop, because trust me, there's a guy out there for you. But when I say everyone has their own timing, everyone has their own timing, because my timing hasn't reached yet. But it's okay, that's fine. I know it will come eventually. And I just wanted to share my experience, because me personally, there's been times where I felt lonely, I was bored, and there was this one guy. He wasn't ugly, but he wasn't cute. He wasn't my type. And I was like, you know what, let me give him a try. And I gave him a try, and we went on a date. He treated me so well, and I was so impressed. He even tipped the waitress $100. I was like, whoa. From there, I was like, you know what, he seems like a really good guy. And we went on a few dates, and I just didn't feel the chemistry. I didn't fantasize about him. It was just not there, and I felt like he noticed that, or he felt that. and we kind of just went separate ways. So I just know not to play with nobody's son, because I wouldn't want somebody to play with my son or my daughter. Because, you know, when you've been single for so long, you know, you crave intimacy some way. You know, you want a hug, you want someone to kiss you, because us humans, we're not meant to be single for too long, I would say. We're not meant to be single. Like, we need love, you know? So it's very hard to find someone who you're compatible with and, you know, who understands you, because in this generation we live in, it's like, you know, you find a guy, he's your type, and you find out that he has a whole girlfriend, or he has a whole wife, or he's been cheating on you. So it's like a female can never be enough for a guy. One female can never be enough for a guy, which sucks. But like I was saying, we're not meant to be single, but we cannot rush things. We cannot be with someone who we're not feeling affection. We're not feeling the chemistry. If you're not feeling the chemistry, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. I'm dating to get married. I want to date to get married. I don't want to date and then break up and then on to the next person. I last 5 years and then break up. And I get it. It's so hard in this generation. Engagements are very low. Marriage rates are very low. And, you know, I feel like it's all about luck nowadays. It's very important for us to not waste our time with the wrong person or give our energy to the wrong person when in reality we're not feeling them. That is completely not okay. But to each his own. I want my man to have more than me. I just want him, because, you know, normally men is the provider, correct? And, you know, I don't want to be making more money than he is. Nothing wrong with that, you know. This is just my personal opinion, because I don't want, you know, jealousy going on, or, you know, because I know some couples where, you know, the female's win better than the male. You know, she's running her own business, she has a full-time job, and, you know, and he feels a certain way, and that's where, you know, they, instead of being together as a couple, they become very competitive to one another, which is not okay. And on to the fifth sign, ladies. So the last sign, that you don't really like him. So let's say you don't get butterflies. And I know we all females, we all get butterflies if we really like somebody. So let's say when he texts you, it's like, oh, you know, you feel happy, you know, because he's texting you on a daily basis, he's consistent, but it's like, oh, okay, I mean, he's texting me, it's whatever. And let's say if it's somebody who you really like, you know, you're getting so excited, like you're actually feeling the butterflies, and you're just like, he just texted me, guess who just texted me? Like, you get all that excitement, and you're just like, you just know that that's the one. You get butterflies. It's like, woof. It's that feeling when you really like him and he texts you, it's like, oh my god, girl, guess who just texted me? Like, you just need somebody to tell right after, like, you guys end the call, or right after he texts you. It's like, oh my god, like, I can't believe this. Ladies, just to wrap this up, so let's say if you don't get butterflies from him, don't put yourself in that position, you know. But I feel like, but ladies, the best feeling ever is when there's a mutual chemistry. You guys are on FaceTime and you guys are chatting, or you guys go on a date. It's like this mutual connection. You're feeling butterflies. Like, you feel so happy. It's this happiness where it's like you're gonna be cheesing the whole night. And that's how you know you like him and he likes you too. So that's just the best feeling in the world. But ladies, I definitely want to bring this point to you guys, because I feel like this point is very important. So this is one sign that you don't really like him, because let's say when you go on a date with him, you're thinking about a different guy, whether it's your ex-boyfriend or your baby daddy. Whatever the case may be, that just shows that you don't really like him. Because if you're with someone who you really like, your baby daddy shouldn't even be crossing your mind, or your ex shouldn't even be crossing your mind. If you're co-parenting with your baby daddy, that's co-parenting. If you still feel that attachment towards them, please stop talking to the guy that you're on a date with, because first, you're wasting his time, he's thinking that he has an opportunity with you when in reality he really doesn't. And we don't want to put ourselves in a position where we don't really like someone and we're just going on dates with them just to go. I definitely want to bring this point out is, ladies, if you're single and you're home all the time, how is your future husband going to find you? Take yourself out. Go on solo dates if that's needed and your friends are not available or they just have plans or they don't want to go. Go on a solo date. Go to the club with your friends. Go out. The more you go out, the more connection you make and the closer you are to meeting your future spouse. Because let me tell you something. Every time I step out, I always come back with a nigga's number. That's just point blank, period. All right, ladies, we have reached the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed my video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know any topic you guys want me to talk about. I love these girl talk conversation. And I'm looking forward to more. And I am going to try my best to be posting videos every week. So ladies, let me know if you guys have any questions or comments or any topic you guys want me to talk about. And until next time, deuces, bye.